All right, Will Keys. I'm Brandon Perna. This is our first time doing a podcast.
You reversed the names. I don't like that. It's throwing me off. It's going to ruin the rest of the episode.
This is Will Keys
over now.
Podcast with sidekick Brandon Perna of That's Good Broncos. Today, we are picking all of the Week 3 games. We'll update you on our Pick'em League. Will and I climbing to the top, ladies and gentlemen. We had a good Week 2. The Pick'em League for Patreon only. So thank you guys. We've got our Patreon Zoom meeting tonight. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. Although one guy signed up to Patreon, I think for the Zooms, and then sent a message, was like, why the hell would I want to talk to this Will guy? Who is Will? Well, if he comes in tonight, he's going to get roasted. He is going to get roasted. Speaking of roasted.
His name and his payment info.
Yes. And then I'm going to send it to Will, and Will's going to purchase many of things.
Yeah. Yes.
Maybe bets at DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Boom. Use code DNVR when you sign up at DraftKings to take advantage of DraftKings. Really nice of them to give you a code to take advantage of them. So do it. And benchwarmerbrew.com, that's my coffee company. That's where I was going to go with speaking of roasted a second ago. But Will was continuing a joke. And benchwarmerbrew.com. I sell coffee. Now you know. All right, Will. Broncos news. Today we do Broncos news, then we get into our picks, and there's some Broncos news to discuss.
Yeah, it's not good news. It's not all good news.
Never is.
They're 2-0.
That's great.
That's great news, but it's not news at this point, really. We've had a few things happen since our second win. We know that Josey Jewell is out with a torn pectoral, which I don't understand. I never took anatomy in high school. I skipped out on that one. I don't know how you can tear your pec. It just doesn't I don't know. I get how you can tear an ACL.
Yeah, it's where does it tear? Is it the undercarriage?
Yeah, exactly.
Pecs become man boobs, or is it up where it's attached to your shoulder? That's probably what I'm guessing. He heard it hitting. I don't know.
Yeah, it sounds made up, honestly. Anyway, he'll be out for the season.
Yeah.
And what that means is Denver loses their starting linebacker, who was playing really, really well.
Yeah, he was playing good. I think
he's playing good on special teams too.
Yeah, he was the only guy on special teams that was tackling. And I think Pro Football Focus had gave him the second highest linebacker coverage grade or something this week. So he was doing everything. He was making tackles in the backfield. He was covering guys, and you kind of went into the season forgetting about Josey Jewell a little bit, and then he looked like a really important part of the defense, and now he is gone. So,
yes, yeah, he was playing well. He looked like he was figuring it out. He's not a player who relies on his athleticism, so you're not going to worry too much about this injury in the long term. You think he can come back fine. But they seem like they have a good replacement in Justin Strnad, the second-year linebacker out of Wake
Forest. We
Forest.
liked him in the preseason.
Yeah, we did. And he came out in relief of Josey Jewell and had 4 solo tackles against the Jaguars. So, hey, one door closes and a Justin Strnad-sized window opens.
Oh man, you basically stepped on my joke for later.
Yeah, you're gonna use the same exact one.
Well, okay, so I just uploaded a Justin Fields video to That's Good Sports, and I was gonna go back into the episode with a voiceover for this joke. And it's not good. It's not even good. And I was like, I'll just drop this during the Bears pick. And I was going to say, every time God bruises a bone, he opens up a Fields. And, We were thinking in the same area, Will. Just another reason we work so well together.
Yeah, it's really a bummer that joke didn't make it into the video. Anyway,
No.
So Josey Jewell's out for the season. Great news. More great news. Bradley Chubb, he underwent surgery for his I don't know, like, was it a sprained ankle, broken
Bone
ankle?
spur. Bone spur.
A bone spur. So he will not be shipping off to war anytime soon, but he did undergo arthroscopic surgery to remove those bone spurs.
They downgraded to a scope.
A scope. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Sounds non-invasive. That's what you like to hear. But he's going to miss 6 to 8 weeks. So they're projecting him to be back at the end of November, perhaps against the Los Angeles Chargers, which will be a game where they need Bradley Chubb. Again, you feel pretty good about his replacement like you do with Stranad, because Malik Reed slides in. He led the team in sacks last year. And Chubb, to be honest, you didn't see much of him in the first 2 games, did you?
Well, he didn't play week 1, so.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. Very good point.
Who knows? Who knows where he'd be if he were healthy this season? I don't know how effective he is unless he's healthy, and it seems like that's going to be a while. Even if he comes back in 6 to 8 weeks, I don't know what version of Bradley Chubb we're getting. And I'm worried about the Broncos pass rush. They last week, like combined, I think through 2 weeks have the fewest amount of quarterback hits in the NFL. So unless it's Von Miller getting a sack, I think they only had 5 QB hits. They're having trouble getting to QBs consistently. And I thought the defensive front would be a strength. Bradley Chubb not being healthy, part of the problem. Malik Reed playing in his absence needs to get back to where Malik Reed was last season. So if the Broncos have a weakness right now, I would say it is pressure. And now we ask the question, Will. This is Radio Hot Take. Is Bradley Chubb a bust?
It's a great question that a lot of people have been asking.
Yes.
And this is disappointing because it was neither a home run nor was it, a total swing and a miss. It's not going to look good because Josh Allen was taking, I think, 2 picks behind him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any Josh Allen. One's really good at rushing the quarterback, and one is really good at being quarterback.
Yeah. I mean, that was not the same draft, but
yeah.
I get your point.
Josh Allen. Just take Josh Allen, and I don't care which year it was.
Yeah. Josh Allen, I'd love to see him on a team that's not the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
But again, like, the Josh Allen thing is kind of silly because he just wouldn't be as good in Denver, I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have had the patience to let him suck for a couple of years. You also could have taken Lamar Jackson, but so could like 27 other teams.
A lot of other teams.
Including the Ravens.
The Ravens,
I think they took Hayden Hurst over Lamar Jackson the first time. So I'm not going to beat him up for the Lamar Jackson pick or like missing out on Jair Alexander, who they were interested in too. But there's no denying he had a great rookie season after starting slow. He missed the season, and now he can't really stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's concerning, and
you
have to really think hard about paying him long.
Yeah, it's Bradley Chubb is and is not a bust. He is a bust because of where he was drafted and what his production has been. Injuries can make a guy a bust. It doesn't mean it's like his fault it doesn't mean he's like been bad when he's played. But injuries, if they derail a guy's career, you can't predict them. Like, you can't blame Chubb. You can't blame the Broncos because if every team knew which guys would and would not be healthy in the NFL, we'd be having a completely different conversation. So his injuries have derailed his production, but since he was taken so high, and you look at other guys that are edge rushers taken high that perform, you're talking about big name players, one like Von Miller, J.J. Watt, T.J. Watt. You want, if you're spending a first-round draft pick on an edge rusher, he's got to be very, very impactful, and just Chubb hasn't been that guy. And there's a lot of reasons for it, but I hope he gets healthy. I hope once those ankles are both right, he comes back and he is starting to find his stride in December when the Broncos are really, really going to need to make their playoff push. And then we will all be thanking Chubb for saving our season when he sacks Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a single game. And that's in addition to Von Miller's 2 Mahomes sacks. So that's just a prediction there.
Well, here's the thing. I think everybody assumed that this would be Von Miller's last season in Denver. And the way he's playing, does it have to be? Does it really have to be? I don't know. I think everybody assumed that he was going to decline at this point in his career. And do we have any basis for that?
Nah, he's just playing real friggin' good.
I think he's really good and he's still really athletic.
Yeah.
And he might be an outlier like Julius Peppers, who can play well into his 30s.
I say you give Von 3 more years.
Yeah.
I would give Von 3 more years right now. Because, he's only been hurt twice, in his career missing a really long period of time. So I'd bet on him, being right for you for a while. That'd be the only issue there. But again, you can't predict injuries. So
no,
you could still argue he's the best defender right now on the Broncos. So yeah, I'd want Von Miller back.
Yeah, it's a good sign that you said that, and I was like, ooh, maybe. Maybe it's Bryce Callahan. Maybe it's Justin Simmons. Yeah. Justin Simmons has been getting killed by Pro Football Focus. He was their favorite player last year. It's kind of strange.
What has he done?
I don't know. I mean, he hasn't really done anything.
Yeah.
But
I don't trust them.
Screwed up.
Unless I agree with them.
I don't. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's not like he hasn't picked off any passes. Doesn't feel like he's gotten beat either necessarily.
Yeah. I don't recall any touchdowns he's given up this season, but I can barely remember what happened yesterday.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We will have a nice prediction. Broncos Jets coming up on this channel Saturday. So Saturday morning, Broncos Jets prediction. That's the big Broncos news right now. We got to get into our game picks, Will.
Oh, we've got game picks.
Because we were 8-8 week 1. Then we come out of guns a-blazing, and we jump into big tie for 3rd place. We're 21-11, so we only missed 4 games, and I forced you to take the Ravens. So you're welcome.
It cancels out me trying to take the Ravens or trying to take the Raiders to beat the Ravens in week 1.
Yeah.
So
I denied it. So
I will not apologize.
Even Stevens.
We're even. Yeah, we are even, Steven. We're 21-11. I feel good about it. Now that we've got a better grasp on the. Do we have a better grasp after 2 weeks?
No.
Slightly. Yeah. I feel like week 3 is when you really figure it out because
week
what
3
would you
and
say
4
about the Saints right now?
I think the Saints are not very good.
And then this is a week after we had them number 1 in our power rankings.
Yep.
Which are, we put a lot of.
Now I got the Panthers number 1, baby.
Yeah, I mean, via the transitive property, it makes tons of sense.
The Saints beat the Packers. The Panthers beat the Saints.
We got the Panthers, the 2-0 Carolina Panthers at Houston Texans on Thursday Night Football, who are without Tyrod Taylor, who could have seen that coming. Davis Mills, I think he was a 3rd-round pick out of Stanford. He's going to get his first career start.
That's a bench warmer start.
a really good defense that's first in pass yards, total yards, rush yards, points, third down percentage, basically everything.
And sacks, I believe. And
sacks as well, yeah.
They're doing it all.
They're doing good things. Not a great matchup for Davis Mills right out of the gate.
No.
The Panthers are favored by 7.5, which is quite a bit on a short week on the road, but I'm still going to take them to win.
Panthers? Oh, yeah. I put a couple bets on the Panthers through DraftKings. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't did you
I didn't
bet
I
on
don't
them
put
to
a
cover?
team number 1 and then not pick them to win, Will.
That's a good point. Very good point. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be a tough one for Davis Mills. He didn't look terrible last week, but
no, he didn't. And the Texans look better than we gave him credit for. But it's just like one of those games where if you're rookie getting your first start, you do not want to go against the hottest defense in the NFL. Again, it's early. It's a weird sample size, but I like what Carolina's doing on defense. So we'll take the Panthers. Ooh, this one's interesting. Only 4% of people are picking Washington to go into Buffalo and get a win. Huh.
Yeah, that is a little lopsided for me, especially because yes, they did win 35-0. They did beat the Dolphins by let's do the math here. 5 touchdowns. Still, Josh Allen just didn't look right. He doesn't look right.
Well, I agree there. Two things that look right for the Bills in a bit of a surprise is their defense. Also getting after the quarterback a little bit.
Defense,
and they're starting to run the ball effectively. So Josh Allen has time to get right. Mm-hmm. This is not a good game for him to try and refine his MVP-like performance like Washington. We all jumped on the Washington as a great defense train. Hasn't quite shown up yet this year. They've got Taylor Heineke in for, Fitzmagic. And Heineke, very good sometimes. Good most of the game, and then he can be bad. He'll make some mistakes. He's going to throw at least one pick. I guarantee that.
Mm-hmm. I feel like someone's just going to figure out Heineke one of these games.
Yeah.
It's going to stick, and he's never going to be good again. I want him to succeed, obviously, because of the story, but
yeah, I
don't see him sticking long term. I think he'll go back to Fitzpatrick at some point this season, whenever he gets healthy. But 8.5 points for Buffalo.
I don't like the spread. I'm going to take the Bills to win, though. Don't you think?
I will too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bills. I think they might have hit in their draft with Gregory Rousseau. So,
I would agree. Yeah.
They picked late. They took the best available edge rusher, and it might be working out. All right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Bears at Brownies. Justin Fields getting the start against my AFC Super Bowl team, the Browns. That bold pick looking a little dicey every week. I don't think this is a great game for Fields to start.
No.
But also not the worst.
Right. No, Cleveland's defense has not been as good as we thought it would be.
Yeah. It just seemed like they had the perfect offseason, right? I will say Grant Delpit's looking good, finally playing for the Browns.
Oh, yeah. He nailed Davis Mills a week ago. One of the cleanest, hardest hits I've seen on a quarterback in a long time.
Yeah. Is it the blitz where he came all the way deep from the safety position?
Yeah.
And just did a straight sprint through the line and then sacked Davis Mills.
It was such a clean hit. I bet it didn't even hurt.
Yeah. Neither guy. It's one that's so hard and perfect. You're surprised at how hard you just got hit, but you don't feel bad.
Yeah. No, I've always liked him. And It's going to take a little bit because there's so many new starters on Cleveland's defense, I think, for them to figure things out and to mesh.
Yeah, it's kind of just like a meshing thing. You're right.
But I like their chances against Justin Fields in his first start. Fields was he was a little up and down in his first start, made some nice passes, hit a couple corner routes that I thought were impressive. Also threw a really bad interception that got Cincinnati back into the game. Basically set them up for a touchdown that brought them within 3 points. I think if, Joe Burrow doesn't throw 3 straight interceptions, Cincinnati definitely comes back and wins that game.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing. Like, interceptions can happen to young QBs, right?
Yes.
Joe Burrow, we thought, would have won Rookie of the Year had he not had his knee torn up.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a good quarterback. Did not play a good game. It's going to happen when you're a rookie. And I think that's just part of like the process. You got to have some of those bad games and get through them. And I think by not having Fields in there to start, like that's what you're taking away from him. You're just prolonging him having to go through those growing pains. So that's why I'm excited for him to finally be starting in this game. And he might not look good for a while. Who knows? But that's how you really learn. And like I said in the episode, I just don't know how much you're learning by watching Andy Dalton during the games. I think, to be really fair, you can learn a lot from Andy Dalton at practice when you're doing tape study or whatever, all that other bullshit. But just sitting behind him during games on Sunday, who cares? He plays the game nothing like Justin Fields will. Like, if anything, Justin Fields just sitting there going, like, I could have done that better, in my opinion. But
yeah, I mean, it's time. And Matt Nagy said that once Dalton's healthy, he's the starter, which is just an absurd thing to say.
Just say, we'll see. Let's see how this week goes. Let me get through this game. You've got a lot of answers where you don't commit one way or the other that you don't have to backtrack later. Yeah,
it's so silly. It's
maybe it's protecting Fields. Like, if he plays bad, I already said Andy Dalton's the starter. That's my only thought. That's why. But
yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But at some point, you want to just like commit.
Yeah. So the Browns, Jarvis Landry's hurt now. Odell should be back this weekend. I would like Jarvis to be in there. I think he's important to that offense. But I'm gonna pick the Browns. I think they win at home.
They got some weapons outside of them. I think, obviously whenever you have Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, you got a good chance to run the ball.
Donovan Peoples-Jones
been a little quiet. I think he'll pick it up. And Demetric Felton out of UCLA, very slippery, slippery.
Oh yeah, he
like a bar of soap.
He had a play. I saw a Felton highlight.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to think of like a dumb Felton joke I could do. Because I think I thought his name was something else at first. But anyway, Ravens at Lions. Wow.
Gonna
take the Ravens.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and take the Ravens. Riding high after that game.
Right now, this is all I'm going to say. The Lions look like they're going to play a good first half of football against their opponents, which they've done 2 straight weeks. And then the second half, they've been horrible. They turn into the Lions.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you. Yeah, I mean, Jared Goff threw some nice balls, but he couldn't keep it up in the rain. That's what people were worried about, and showed up.
Yep.
Very
all
important.
Right, Colts, Titans.
So we're not sure if Jacob Eason's going to play. It feels like with 2 sprained ankles, he probably should play over Carson Wentz.
Yeah. What makes you think a guy with 2 sprained ankles is better than the guy who looked pretty good in the preseason behind him?
Yeah, I mean, Jacob Eason, I don't blame him. He came in and was trying to make a play and got picked off by Jalen Ramsey early on.
Yeah.
So I don't, give him.
He went in late.
Give him a week to prepare. He's facing a much easier defense, a Tennessee Titans defense that just wasn't present in the secondary last week. They were just not there on a few plays like that. that throw to Freddie Swain, I think the only play where a guy was more wide open this season was Cooper Kupp in Week 1 against the Bears.
It was Cooper Kupp every time he runs a route.
Basically, yeah.
No, Kupp and Swain, definitely the two most open plays.
Right, and they couldn't stop Tyler Lockett either, who just juked the secondary out of their shoes. It's a good, despite this game being on the road, it's a good matchup for Eason. I kind of want to pick the Colts. They're good. They're good enough not to drop to 0-3.
Ooh.
And I'm still like the Titans. Very nice job battling back against the Seahawks. Very nice job. I still like the Colts here.
I like the Titans. I agree with everything you said, but I think the Titans offense is going to be hard to stop from this point on. Derrick Henry bounces back. I don't think that's an accident because Seattle's run defense looked pretty good Week 1. Mm-hmm. Julio Jones looked very good. They haven't even really gotten A.J. Brown involved yet.
He had a couple bad drops. So he should have been – they got him involved. He just did not cooperate.
Yeah. Oh, man. I got to go with Tennessee since we don't know what's happening with the Colts quarterback position.
That's fair.
All right.
I'll let you have this one.
Okay. All right. Chargers at Chiefs. Ooh, only 5% Chargers.
Yeah, I agree with the general public.
I like the Chiefs losing 2 in a row. I really do.
I really don't. Are we both going to use a veto on this one?
Man.
Are we going to double veto?
I want to take the Chargers here, Will.
I want to take the Chiefs. I really do. I don't see them losing.
Okay, here, I'll give you this. I'll give you the Chiefs because Baltimore just ran the ball down Kansas City's throats.
Yes.
And I pointed out today on Grassi and I's show that the Chiefs rank last in like 3 defensive categories, like touchdowns allowed, rushing yards given up, and something else. Can't remember. The Chargers are not a team that runs the ball that effectively consistently. Like Austin Eckler is very good at times, but they're kind of lacking like a bigger power back to really wear down defenses. Like I feel like you want to use Austin Eckler more situationally. And you want another guy to gash them and really wear them out. So I don't think the Chiefs will look as bad as they did last week against the run, is what I'm trying to say. I think the Chargers are going to keep up with them. I think that both of these teams are going to throw a lot of balls and points, and I think the Chargers are going to score more because they had 2 touchdowns taken away from penalties last week. I don't think that happens again, but I don't trust Justin Herbert yet late in games. I trust him to well, it's weird because I trust him to make a mistake and then almost lead the team back to victory.
Yeah, I mean, like this is the battle of the 2 quarterbacks that, in the eyes of the media, can do no wrong.
Right.
And they both, and like Mahomes, it's deserved because, he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think with Herbert, and you see both of these quarterbacks through really, really crippling interceptions that probably cost their team the game last week.
Yeah. When you said Mahomes threw a Jameis Winston-like pick, were you referencing the actual pick earlier that Jameis Winston threw for the Saints? Because they did the same thing. They're both getting like hit, falling to the ground, and they just like throw up this ball. And when I was editing the episode, I was going to go do them side by side, but then I just got too lazy to do it. But it was almost identical.
It just looked like something. I wasn't referencing that play in particular. It just looked like close. Something Jameis Winston would do.
Yeah, it was close.
I guess that checked out.
All right, I'll give you the Chiefs.
All right, we're trying to win here.
Oh, here's finally a tough one. Whew. Saints, Pats. Will's got a hot take on the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, this take could go either way because I sat down and I watched that game, Jets Patriots last week. So I want to get a read on the Jets. And what I took from that game is the Jets are not that bad. Aside from Zach Wilson, the most important player on the team, they're okay. They're not bad at all. I don't know if that was product of Robert Saleh just kind of getting the most out of the roster, or maybe the Patriots aren't that good, and if they're not getting 4 interceptions lobbed directly at them every week, maybe they're not that good of a team. The caveat there is Jameis Winston might be that guy to lob 4 interceptions directly at them for a second straight week.
Oh, if there's a defense that's going to confuse Jameis Winston, it's the Patriots.
Patriots. Yeah.
I think
this is a tough one for me.
I think the Patriots win this game. Yeah, I'm going to go with Pat. I think the Pats win.
Okay, another thing. I'll go with you, the Patriots, just because they're at home. I think if you flip it,
fair enough.
If you flip it, then I'd pick the Saints. Here's something we need to be aware of. Week 1, the Titans missed a ton of assistant coaches because of COVID. They got killed. Week 2, the Saints are missing a ton of assistant coaches because of COVID.
That's true.
They got killed. We need to be wary of that. And it didn't get brought up enough, I don't think. Turns out when you miss a ton of coaches.
Yeah, no, that was a story for sure. It was like 7 or 8 guys, right?
Yeah, that's huge. It's really
it
impactful.
is huge. But it's also like, do you need those 7 or 8 guys to tell like Jameis Winston to play better? To
Maybe.
Throw for more than 111 yards?
Possibly.
Yeah, no, I agree. All right. Coming up, we've got Falcons Giants in a game that one of these teams will walk away not a loser, not totally defeated. And if you want to walk away not a loser, I suggest checking out DraftKings Sportsbook. Oh my gosh. That would be America's top rated sportsbook app. Now, it's been a great start to the NFL season, and it's only getting better at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. DraftKings is kicking off another week of action by giving all new customers a can't-miss offer. Bet just $1 on any football game this week and receive $150 in free bets instantly, no matter what. And this football season, all customers can swing by with DraftKings. And this football season, all customers can swing big. As I learned to read with DraftKings same-game parlays. Now, same-game parlays allow you to combine multiple bets for a bigger payout, which I did for the Panthers game. I'm going 100-plus rushing yards for McCaffrey and 100-plus receiving yards for Robbie Anderson. And it's a big payout if I win. All right. So there's all sorts of those things you can do in DraftKings, which is safe, secure, reliable, so you can deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code DNVR to receive $150 in free bets instantly when you place a $1 bet on any football game. That's promo code DNVR to get $150 in free bets instantly this week at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. You got to be 21 or older, Colorado only, new customers only, restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700. Speaking of problems, the Falcons and Giants seem to have many.
Do they ever?
Wow. How do we pick this game?
I was thinking the same thing. The Giants are favored by 3.5. They didn't play. They should have won. They should have won last week. They played a winning game. They had a winning effort. Daniel Jones was one ticky-tacky hold away from running for 100 yards and passing for 300 yards, which I don't know if that's ever been done before, but it's very impressive. I think he's got a great chance to stack a couple of nice games together. And this is one of those games where I think I like the Giants just because they're at home. That's the tiebreaker for me.
You convinced me. I'll go with the Giants. I think if I'm talking about like momentum or those like intangibles, the Falcons clawed their way back in against Tampa Bay, right? They got within 4 points, and then all hell broke loose,
It did.
Tampa Bay scores. Matt Ryan throws those 2 pick sixes. I think one was like tipped. Wasn't necessarily his fault, but it just seems like things are not going to go good for Atlanta. I don't know when that's going to change, but it's not going to go good. So, yeah, and you're right. The Giants should have won that game. They're not quite as bad as their 0-2 record. I think the Falcons are 0-2 quality team right now. So
yeah, I mean their offense really got going last week at a certain point. They know how to use Cordero Patterson, which a lot of teams cannot say. They got something out of Kyle Pitts last week, so I think eventually they're gonna. I don't feel good about them this week.
I think the Giants
get it done.
Even if the Giants aren't good, they're still like a tough, not good team.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay, Bengals, Steelers. Bengals looked bad last week because of all those Burrow picks you mentioned.
That was really the only reason they looked bad.
Yeah. And now they're playing another defense, though, that could do that to them. Although I'm less high on the Steelers defense after the Raiders beat them. So what's real? The Bengals offense being bad or the Steelers defense being average?
Do you trust?
Is TJ Watt, is he playing? He got hurt, right?
That's a good question. We do know that Big Ben is playing, but they're kind of on alert for, let's see, TJ Watt limited in practice on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a groin. They don't think it's serious, but
yeah. I guess we're on Mason Rudolph watch.
Go tweak your groin. See how serious you consider that.
Yeah, I'd say very serious. I do kind of want to pick the Bengals a little bit.
Nah.
I want to pick them a little bit. I don't feel strongly enough to beat it, though.
Ooh, you want to do an upset pick here?
It would be really bold. But Big Ben is this close. And if you're just listening to this, I'm putting my thumb and my forefinger very close together. He's this close to just falling off of a cliff.
Yeah. The Steelers should call the Eagles about old Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I mean that's probably something they should have done before the season.
What are you gonna go with, Mason Rudolph or Dwayne Haskins?
Yeah, why don't we get Duck Hodges out there for one last ride?
I still think the Steelers win this game.
Yeah, it's the safe pick.
All right. Yeah, we're trying to get back in first place. Yeah. All right, Cardinals at Jags. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna pick the Cardinals. Yeah, sorry, I did that very fast.
No argument needed.
Okay, I don't think Kyler Murray throws 2 horrible interceptions in this game. Jets Broncos. Ooh, Will thinks that. Wow, look at that, 97% picking the Broncos.
That kind of scares me. Yeah. I don't think Zach Wilson's going to play as bad as he did last week.
No.
I don't think he's going to play well either, though. And I'm not picking the Jets to win. I don't think people should assume that it's going to be
an easy game.
No, I think the Jets run the ball well. They ran the ball well even while Zach Wilson was doing absolutely nothing, which is hard to do. And their defense was like really swarming to the ball the whole time. Marcus May is a fantastic safety, getting a bunch of plays out of Shaq Lawson, who they traded for. And then CJ Mosley's healthy. So all those guys are really good on defense. Robert Saleh, he knows what he's doing with 52 other guys. It's just the quarterback that. Yeah,
they had 3 sacks in that game.
Yeah, they allowed 4 sacks too. So this might be the week that Vaughn and Malik Reed can start padding their stats a little bit.
There we go. All right. So, yeah, I picked the Broncos there. Here's, Raiders get the Dolphins. Dolphins will be probably starting not Tua because he's
They'll
got
definitely be starting Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby. I think Jacoby's going to play better with a little time to prepare. We've seen Jacoby murder the Broncos in a game the Broncos should have won.
Yeah.
Escape a sack in the end zone and just lead the Colts to victory.
He certainly did not look good against the Bills.
No.
But again, he didn't have that week of preparation. This is a rematch of the Braille Mary game from last year.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. The Raiders at 87% is kind of goofy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, these are also comically lopsided. That is dumb.
Yeah, right now that seems like there are a handful of bad teams in the league. And the Dolphins, even though I like their defense, I don't think the Raiders continue to lead the league in passing yards after this game. But, Josh Jacobs still hurt. So I think this game's going to be a little closer than maybe people think. But the Raiders are a pretty good team right now. So
yeah, I'll take the Raiders. It's fine.
I hate saying that. All right. Oh,
Buccaneers
and Rams. Talk about a power ranking shakeup. Possibly.
I think we're both picking the same team here.
Rams?
We're taking the Rams.
Fuck yeah.
I don't think the Bucs defense has not looked good through 2 weeks.
Yes.
And a lot of it's because of injuries. I don't think Mike Edwards is going to have 2 pick sixes.
Not against
for a second straight week
Stafford.
in a row. I like the Rams in this game.
I like the Rams too. You brought up a good point. I think the weakness for Tampa is their secondary until, Sean Murphy Bunting comes back. And I just think the Rams are going to take advantage of that. Sean McVay is too smart not to. He trusts his quarterback for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
And both of these defenses are good. These were the top 2 defenses in the postseason last year. The Rams defense doesn't look like it has like a glaring weakness. Like I think they need more from their front 7 right now, but their secondary is still very solid. Jalen Ramsey, and damn it, who's the other corner there? Hold on.
Williams.
I saw a nice stat about them. Jalen Ramsey and Darius Williams.
Yes.
Like they haven't allowed like a pass play to go over 20 yards for a very long time. So they're going to be tested this week against the Bucs, whose strength is passing on offense. The Bucs haven't rushed the ball well. I don't see that changing against the Rams right now. So yeah, a lot of ways the Rams can actually win this game. Stafford playing better than Tom Brady right now.
I agree.
All right.
Slightly.
Here's an interesting one, sort of. Seahawks, Vikings.
Yeah, everybody says the Vikings are the best 0-2 team. I don't see it. I just don't.
I don't either.
I thought they'd suck before the start of the year.
Yeah, I was not high on their defense. We know that their offense can score points and can be dangerous. Like, that's been the story for a while.
Yeah, their defense is bad. Patrick Peterson got cooked a couple of times against his old team last week.
Yeah.
And, I just don't.
Patrick Peterson has, no help around him now.
That's fair.
Except for, the safety.
Harry Smith.
Harrison Smith.
I trust the Seahawks to bounce back.
Yeah, I'll pick that too. Ooh, Packers Niners. I think
this is the toughest game. This is the toughest game of the week.
Yeah, as the percentages show.
I like the 49ers.
Do you?
I do. I really do. Yeah, I think they will run the ball a lot.
Even with all those injuries to the running backs?
Here's the thing. I don't think it matters who's playing running back for the 49ers. I think most able-bodied adult males and probably some females could do a serviceable job in Kyle Shanahan's offense.
That's fair. Here's an issue for the 49ers right now. They're giving up a lot of rushing yards, which is surprising. Packers, not necessarily like a juggernaut rushing team, but they can do it with Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Jones was, he was just catching touchdowns left and right on Monday Night Football. Man, like it's hard because I don't know how good San Francisco's defense is.
Are you fucking serious? This is the Sunday night game?
Eagles Cowboys.
Give me a fucking break. You have Rams Buccaneers, you have Packers 49ers, and you give us Eagles Cowboys.
Okay. God. Okay, well, this is why I want to pick the Packers.
Me. This is killing me.
Guess who's dead last in sacks right now? It's the 49ers.
Oh, that's not good for a team with a lot invested in that defensive line.
Nick Boba and
Bosa and Kinlaw and Armstead.
Yeah. I don't think this is as dangerous of a matchup for the Packers as it used to be. Ooh. How many games?
Yeah, I mean this isn't the team it was 2 years ago. I'm so split on this. I don't feel strongly enough to call you out and use a veto.
Give me the Packers. I'm picking the Packers.
Packers.
You can pick this last one.
Man. I really don't. I don't know. I think the Eagles should have won that game last week.
Against the 49ers?
Yeah.
The team you just wanted to pick?
Maybe the Eagles are good.
I think the Eagles are kind of they're like the Giants.
Yeah, I like Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
I like him. I think he does some things well. I think he's going to fend off our boy Gardner Minshew behind him. But, man, this is a tough game. Give me the Eagles. I don't care.
Ooh.
Go Birds.
I was going to say take the Eagles, too. I don't trust the Cowboys. I think the Eagles' defense actually looks better. And I thought their defense was going to be bad.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles had a lot of things go wrong for them last week. Some of it self-inflicted. I'm not going to say, they didn't do it to themselves, but a lot of errors that I don't think will be repeated.
Yeah, right now they're tough to throw against. They had that big touchdown called back because Jalen stepped out of bounds.
Yeah.
And I just don't think the Cowboys are that good. So, yeah.
No.
There we go. All of our picks were made.
The Chargers, who, aren't that good either.
Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, we did it. We made our week 3 picks.
I'm feeling good.
Yeah. We're tied in 3rd place. We want to get to 1st place. So that's that. Thanks for listening. You got anything before we leave?
Yeah. I heard something this week, and it's that John Elway played his whole career without an ACL.